If you're wondering, how can I stay committed to losing weight? Well, you're in the right place. Keep watching this video. Cristy Code Red, author, entrepreneur, retired professional boxer, and I created a nutrition program that allows people to lose 10% of their body weight every month without shakes, pills, diet foods, and yes, even exercise. We focus on real food, water, and sleep, which we believe is the proper human diet. In this video, we're gonna go over, well, if you can't stay committed, then what are you missing? I know exactly what that is. And then we're gonna cover, if you're self-sabotaging, well, what are you doing wrong? And last, we'll talk about how you move forward. All right, so let's be real. I absolutely get where you're coming from. I have self-sabotage. Everybody has self-sabotage. This is a normal thing. You're in good company, don't worry. So if you find yourself having a hard time staying committed to weight loss, let's talk about what's going on. Let's be real. Let's be honest. Let's be truthful. I want you to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and be honest with yourself. If you can't be honest with you, then who can you be honest with? So if nobody else is around, I want you to just have a good, long, hard talk with yourself. If you find yourself starting and stopping, we get it. All right. There's a lot of people in the Code Red lifestyle and many weight loss programs that are great until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then they fall off in the evening times. Evenings are generally the hardest for people. This is what we find across the board in Code Red and really in the whole weight loss industry in general, whatever program you use to lose weight. So why is that? Why is it that you do so well through the morning and up past lunch, and then things just seem to fall apart in the afternoon? Your willpower wanes. It seems like we use it up as the day goes on. And in the evenings, you'll find yourself starting to self-sabotage and you just start to give in. A story about my aunt that I know she won't mind me sharing with you. She lost 80 pounds on Code Red. And in the beginning, it was so hard. And she found herself literally making it hour by hour. She would say, all right, if I can just get until 9 a.m., if I can just get until 11, if I can just get through lunch, okay, if I can just get through 2 o'clock, if I can just make it until 4 o'clock, all right, I'm gonna go take a bath. Literally, she was taking it hour by hour, and that might sound crazy to you, or it might not. You might actually listen to that and say, wow, I'm so relieved to hear that. I'm so relieved to hear that I'm not alone, that I am struggling literally every hour. You are not alone. Many people have to do this, but the takeaway from that story about my aunt is I want you to know that breaking it down to hour by hour is okay. And maybe in the beginning, that's what you have to do. And that's how serious and granular you've got to get. You've got to make sure that you are just taking it one small step at a time. You've got to go into this weight loss process, whether you use Code Red or you use some other program, with a strong why. What is your why? We like to say you got to have a why that makes you cry. You want to make sure that you are solid. You are very decisive about why you're doing this, and not something like, I just want to look better. No. We want you to get more granular with it. I don't want you just to say, like, I just want to be beautiful. Well, no, hold on a minute. Break it down. Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to lose 40, 60, 100 pounds? Why do you want to go through this process of eliminating sugar and alcohol and Diet Coke and all the inflammatory foods and all the nasty food from your body? Why do you want to give up these things? What is your why that makes you cry? It's got to be deeper, because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. You're going to want to give in and you're going to go back to your old ways. Everybody wants to start a diet on a Sunday when they're full and they're feeling good. And then Monday rolls around and you might get through a small part of Monday and then you just start falling apart. But having that strong why is gonna keep you on track. It's gonna keep you going when the going gets rough. When ain't nobody looking and nobody would ever know, you still have to walk the straight and narrow. You still have to adhere to the rules of the program. Before you start any weight loss program, especially Code Red or any kind of a healthy lifestyle, you've got to clean out your cupboards. Look, are you serious? Do you really think that you can stay on the straight and narrow, especially in the afternoons? If you've got Pop-Tarts and Oreos and wine in your cupboard, if these are things that you struggle with, why would you set yourself up for a failure? Why would you make it harder by having those things in your cupboard. A recovering drug addict does not keep drugs in his cupboard. You don't do that. A recovering sugar addict, like me and probably like you, we don't keep sugar in our house. I don't keep sugar in my house, and I am El Jefe. I am the leader of this revolution, and I still don't trust myself. No, because when I'm tired or stressed out or triggered, that's what I have a tendency to go to. So set yourself up for success by cleaning out those cupboards. All right, you've got junk food in your house. They need to go in the garbage. They need to go to a homeless shelter, or they go to your neighbor, John. Get them out of the house. Make sure that you set yourself up for success. You will have a weak moment. I promise you. All of us do. Maybe you'll have one every hour. Maybe you'll have one every day. Eventually, you might have one every week, and it'll get less and less. But in the beginning, it's going to be a lot. And so staying committed means that you are not having something to go to when you have that weak moment. It's so important to get that crap out of your house. And if you say to yourself, well, my spouse eats it, or I let my kids eat it. First of all, don't get me started on that kid baloney, okay? You don't want your kids coming to see me in 10 years because your kids have type 2 diabetes and they're all overweight. You don't want that, guys. Your kids don't need it. So I don't even want your kids eating it. If you have a partner who insists on having junk food in the house, see if you can speak to your partner about possibly keeping the junk food in a Rubbermaid bin in the man cave or in the garage or in a separate room or somewhere that you don't have access to. Your partner's got to come your way a little bit here. It's got to be a give and take. I want that junk food cleaned out of your house. When you identify your why, I want you to write it down. Actually, take a pen and a paper and write it down. I want you to put it either on your bathroom mirror, your refrigerator, or your car dashboard, or all three of those. You've got to be reminded of this. When the going gets tough and you get a little bit weak, you have to be able to look at that why and recommit. It needs to be fresh on your mind, and you go over it over and over. You picture walking your daughter down the aisle. You picture being there for your grandkids and picking them up and not having a hurt back or hurt knees. You picture yourself on a princess cruise this coming summer. I want you to visualize your why. I want you to write it down, put it right in front of your face. That way you can be reminded of it over and over. Before I move on to my next point, I want to hear from you. Comment below and tell me, what have you done to stay committed to losing weight? Comment below, tell me your story. Staying committed requires accountability. I don't know anybody who can do anything big in their life without having some sort of accountability. I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking of people, like everybody, like look at Oprah. Oprah has struggled with the same 40 to 60 pounds overweight for decades. I don't think she probably has a real strong accountability system. Everybody needs accountability. Even coaches need coaches. I have my own coach that I have to be held accountable to. My own fitness coach, my own weight loss coach, my own business coach. I have people in my life who are authority figures over me that I am a little bit fearful of and that I have to answer to make sure that I am staying on track with whatever is going on in my life. Same is true for you. You say, well, I have a weight loss buddy. It's my sister. Oh, that's bullcrap. That never works out because you ain't scared of your sister. Okay, really? If you say to your sister, I've seen this happen so many times, people think it's going to work and it doesn't because your sister loves you no matter what. And you're like, beep, boop, beep, boop, boop, boop. Hey, yeah, sis, I gave in. I balanced a bowl of popcorn on my boobs and I just ate it while I was binge watching Game of Thrones. Well, your sister probably said, yeah, okay, I was doing that too. I was just too embarrassed to tell you. Look, it's got to be someone that you respect. It's got to be someone that you're a little bit fearful of. And it's got to be that level of desire to want to achieve whatever you're achieving. You can't have an accountability partner with somebody who's going to let you off the hook. And that's what's so great about our custom programs. Not only do I write you a fully personalized, customized nutrition program, but you have to turn in your weight to me every Friday. Yes, to me. And I want to see that weight loss. And if you don't hit that weight loss, I'm going to call you out. I'm going to find out what's going on, Karen. Why didn't you lose 1% of your body weight a week, Karen? And that's going to help keep you on track. Having that accountability is huge. Having a clear plan. Either you have a custom program plan with me or you have some sort of plan. What is your plan? I don't care really what it is as long as you have one. Listen, I say to my Code Red Rebels, we do not fly by the seat of our pants on Code Red. All right, we don't just float through our day like, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? No, because your mind will talk you in and out of things, always. You won't stay committed to it. We take the willpower out of it, and instead, we lean into routine. We have very strict plans and measures in place to make sure that you are adhering to the program. And if you want to do a different plan or you want to do my plan, I don't care, as long as you have a solid plan that gives you very clear boundaries and expectations and that you will actually stick to. You need to have a very clear goal in mind. I like to set bigger goals and I like to set mini goals for myself. If you say, I want to lose 60 pounds for my son's wedding in June, that's fine, but your son's wedding is gonna come and go, and then what? It's gonna be over, and we don't want you slipping back into your old ways. We don't want that. We want to make sure that we have a big goal. What's the bigger goal? And then small mini goals along the way. Those are perfectly fine. I do that too. I might say for myself, I wanna be down to 16% body fat by middle of the year. But then in between, I have little mini goals like, okay, I'm doing a photo shoot next week. Okay, this is gonna be mini goal. I'm going to Tucson, mini goal. I set little mini goals for myself as well as a big goal, as well as an even bigger goal. So having goals is great. Make sure that they are set, they are clear, you write them down, and you know what they are. You wanna have a reward system. You wanna reward yourself with non-food items. I'm always shocked at Weight Watchers, and they all get together at Weight Watchers to weigh in on Fridays, right? And they all step on the scale and they say, oh, look, I lost 3 pounds this week. Let's go out to Mexican food to celebrate my weight loss. Wait, what? This is why you're in this mess in the first place, because you're celebrating with food. We don't do that. We don't use food for reward. We don't use food for a punishment. Food is fuel. So your reward system needs to be made up of non-food items, a pedicure, a massage, maybe a new outfit, what you like, something that you like, maybe a vacation, maybe a movie, whatever it is for you. Set up these little rewards for yourself along the way. Every time I lose 5 pounds, every time I lose 10 pounds, at every 25-pound mark, I get a new dress. Whatever it is, if you're my husband, you get a new gun, that's fine. But whatever it is, you need to have a clear reward system for yourself, and that's gonna keep you moving forward. Being a part of the 10-Pound Takedown Challenge is a great way to stay committed. And why is that? Because I tick all the boxes. I'm offering you everything you need in order to stay committed. You're turning your weight into me at the beginning of the challenge and at the end of the challenge. There are all kinds of ways to stay committed, all kinds of activities. I come live to you every morning at 8 a.m. and I teach you something new. There's no greater place to get started than the 10-Pound Takedown Challenge. So click the link below, join one of our rolling monthly challenges, and I will see you in the next video.